Yeah, so I think we are live, and with that, I welcome you all to this, I guess, second meeting of this month. That's the sites meeting. We talk about everything that's on sites, and that includes any enhancements proposal from you or any active pull request or issue that you want to discuss. Now, these can be that you are looking for some feedback or you simply have some progress to share. So we'll be going through all of them, and all of us collectively on the call will try our level best to offer any kind of feedback that we think is appropriate. So with that, let me once again share this Google Docs. That's also the meeting minutes for this call. So you can go ahead and write your name in the attendees, and on the respective section of the site, you can mention your pull request and also attaching the link to your pull request so that anyone who would like to, they can go and take a look. With that, let's get started. And so I think I already mentioned that this is a weekly meeting held every Monday. And anyone who is joining us for the very first time today, they get this chance to unmute and quickly introduce themselves. I think we have a couple of newcomers today, so it will be nice to know you all. Feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead. So we have Anmol, then we have Favor, then we have Krishna Sukla, then Rhythm and Manoj. I don't think Manoj is a newcomer, but if you are, please go ahead and give a quick introduction.
Sorry, Vivek. Did you ask me now?
Yes, Manoj, are you joining this call for the very first time? Are you a newcomer
No,
to
no.
this call?
This is the second time. This is second time.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Thanks for confirming.
Sure.
So then other folks who are like joining us for the very first time, again, we'll wait for 10 seconds before moving on to the next section. So now would be the time for you to you also can introduce in the chat. So
Am I audible?
yeah, you are Naman.
Hello, I'm Naman Verma from India. I've been recently working on the Mesri.io handbook, and also today I want to discuss about the Gemini uh, workflow update.
All right. So I think Gemini workflow update might not be like pertinent to the sites, but definitely we'll take a look. So thanks a lot for your introduction, Naman. Also, Mahadevan, do you mind listing down all your pull requests on Mishra.io? I think
Yes,
we've
yes.
got a couple of them. Yeah, okay. Or if there's any call for volunteer for us to make, that would also be nice to include them so that folks can take a look and get assigned.
Yes, I'll definitely do that.
Thanks a lot. So do we have any more newcomer other than Naman?
Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, you are, Anmol.
I already joined. So I
Can you
joined the
hear
meeting
me?
for the first time to discuss about a peer
Hi.
that I raised
Can you hear me?
one day before.
Yeah, Favor. Let's have Anmol's introduction right now, and later you can just after Anmol you can introduce. Yeah, please go ahead, Anmol.
So my name is Anmol, and I am here to discuss about a peer that I have raised yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I am
That's awesome.
currently exploring Kubernetes and Meshi project.
Awesome. Do you mind letting us know maybe about the technology that you are proficient in or are learning?
Um, so I am currently learning some backend stuffs like Redis and Docker, and after Docker, I am continuing the Kubernetes learning and with the Meshri.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks a lot for your introduction, Anmol. Yeah, Favor,
Thank
if you would like to go next, please do. Can you hear me, Favor? I don't think so. So then we have Absra's mic open. So yeah, please go ahead and introduce yourself if you're a newcomer to this call. All right, looks like some audio issues from their side. So obviously feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. We will now go ahead by taking a look at the standing agenda items, and that will be followed by discussing all the open pull requests from you all. So again, you have the opportunity right now to mark your attendance and also include any issues or pull requests that you're working on and that is on sites. So again, this docs is already shared. You can go and add your item. We will quickly take a look at these two standing agenda items, which are on Meshri catalog. Let me quickly take you to this issue. So this is about publishing more of Kubernetes sample applications and designs to the catalog, and it's located at this URL. Let me also share that. So like many other catalog, sites, this also has two items like designs and models, and you can explore them individually. But for example, if you go to designs, you will be able to see many Kubernetes infrastructure as in form of a design in here, and that you also can then explore in a live environment and see like what they are made up of, and do a couple of things like taking a look at their life cycle, or if you want to do dry run or deployment. So those kind of detail you can again find in this catalog. In fact, you can open any particular catalog item and can see like who is the author and any number of other things you can download. You can also, like I said, open in a playground environment. So those are there. Now, this particular issue that we are currently discussing, it is basically a ask for publishing more such designs, as you can see on your screen. Now, one doesn't have to be very expert in like cloud native or Kubernetes in order to publish these designs. You simply can grab any sample applications from any one of these example repositories and can then initiate a process of getting your design in approval queue. As soon as that's reviewed and approved by maintainers, you are good to go. So there's nothing that can go wrong. You can always give it a try. Now, I also have included a blog that like gives you a visual guide on how to do things with the catalog, like importing and publishing. So I think you will find that helpful. I'll quickly drop the link to the issue in chat. All right, so if you would like to work on it, simply comment and I'll get you assigned. So Favor, I just muted you in case you have something to say or you have any thoughts, please feel free to unmute. Next up, we have these open issues for creating more template on catalog only. Now, what they are and what task is inside these issues, again, you can go ahead and read for yourself. So once again, I'll share the link and ask for those who are interested to comment, so that way we'll be able to get you assigned. These are pretty descriptive in nature, so again, you will get the idea of what they are asking for. After standing agenda item, we will be going through the very first site, that is Layer 5 IO, and it's a Gatsby site, which is again a React framework. I'll be sharing a link to a post which gives an example on how to selectively build some part of this site, because this is a huge site and like it's resource heavy, and so has a couple of expectations from your machine. So let's say you are working in a particular component that doesn't require for you to build many other, and so you will like to only build selected part of the site, and that like this guide comes in handy. You can take a look at it and how to actually do it. So Jihan, one of the contributor, has developed this guide. So this is again shared in chat, and it also is linked into the Google Docs. Now, at this point, since many of you are working on this site and have experienced some issues like crashing build or some memory running out of memory issues at certain point of your contribution journey, we have one of our GitHub ZARs Liben. Now, if you are not aware of what the GitHub ZARs are, let me quickly share with you more about this role. So we'll go to all the way down to community roles. I think that is somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So these are GitHub ZARs and what are their responsibilities and what kind of hat they wear. Also the checklist before becoming a GitHub czar, it's all listed down. So in fact, our first GitHub czar is Liben, who is also one of the co-hosts in the meeting. And I wonder if Liben has anything to share, or if he wants to collect any feedback from any one of you who may be working on this site. I would like to invite Liben and like share his words.
Yeah, after this optimization, it's still I see sluggish behavior on my laptop. And there's also one PR that the guy said he's also experiencing after this selective rendering. But I think a lot of people are going to have it, so we need a solution for that, at least in the Gatsby space. Or if that's not, and also I've seen another PR which increases the memory size, like it increases basically the stack size for the node. I don't think that works. The pair is closed already, but like I'm collecting some feedback from the users for those who said we are having this issue. Some of them, for some of them, it's working. For some of them, like for me, for example, it's crashing even on CodeSpace. Like since I don't have a pro account, for some of them, also it's failing on CodeSpace. But generally, I think would be nice. The number of people who are having this issue is not that much significant, maybe, but like even for 2, 3, 4, 5 people, if it is if they are having a hard time contributing, so I think we need to find a solution for it. I will be checking or following on this for the next weekend. Hopefully, we'll come up with some optimization that would make it less.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. So a couple of you may not be familiar with what the discussion is basically about, but when you try to build this site, we'll run into some issues. So yeah, we are looking for feedback in here, and we'll also be coming up with some solution, maybe optimizing some like the code, or if we are querying too much on the runtime, so then a way to specify for users to specify by giving some, maybe passing some arguments to the command line, like the command while building the site. So there are a couple of command that you have to execute in order to build the site, which you will find in the make file. So make setup, which is for installing the dependencies, and then make site, which basically starts the dev server for you. Now receiving some, like I said, some arguments in here to configure, like if they want to do some selective rendering, or if there's a way for us to disable some things like queries in some part, because Gatsby relies so much on GraphQL to query different type of content from all around the collections that we have, and they are huge. So definitely we will have to find a way to make things easier, and do not like demand so much the resources from contributors. So again, I think this is a pretty good effort from Liben, and hopefully we will find a fix and present on next sites meeting. We will move on to the next topic, but just in case if any one of you have any thoughts, or if you want to share your experience, or any other suggestions that you may have, you can chime in right now. We'll wait for a couple of seconds. All right, so I remember at some point Mahadevan also running into this issue. So Mahadevan, do you mind sharing, like, did this work for you, like the selective build of the site like Jihan has mentioned, or did you figure out some other ways to
Yes, Vihan's block helped me. So yes, selective rendering was working for me. I have a 16 gig machine. So yes, it does work for me, but I think we will have to find another way, like Lieben mentioned. This works. This is a temporary fix, and it works.
All right.
Mine also, Zian post has helped me a lot. I have done the selective rendering of it.
So it looks like this is a perfect area for us to explore further, and have some more optimization going forward into this direction only. So That's like, quite promising. Thanks a lot for chiming in, Mahadevan and Krishna. Next up, there are a couple of help wanted items. The very first is about maybe some CSS is messed up in handbook section. So many of you are working on creating the same section in our another site, but there's already existing section like that's called handbook. And it's exactly what we were taking a look at. So this is community handbook and it has multiple sections. Now, there is some CSS that's like, not quite in place. And so sometimes when you browse through it, in fact, even if I try to go, you will eventually come across some issues like, layout shift or some other CSS rendering issues. So this is an item which is open and asks for some investigation. You can go through the CSS code for this section, like different section of the handbook, and see what's wrong and what we need to fix and optimize. There was a PR open on this and presented in the last meeting, but I don't see any progress, and moreover, it's closed out. So yeah, if you would like to work on it, I'll simply share the link in chat. You can comment and we'll get you assigned. Now, this will require you to be familiar with React and Gatsby, more or less, but yeah. Another help wanted area is this repetition of footer. I see someone unmuted themselves. Okay. Yeah, so the another help wanted area is repetition of this footer onto a particular section of the site, which is system components. Yeah, so issue like this, there are just, for quite some time there. So this repetition does happen every time that you visit this link directly. And so what's the issue and like what would be the fix? This basically is an ask for that. Again, there's no active assigning currently, so if you intend to work on it, please confirm that you are able to build the site, and also what's the findings that you have done and what would be your approach to be fixing the issue. I will once again share the link. With that, let's go ahead and share a couple of your pull requests. So we have 2 items from Ashok, and so it goes like this. You give a context on your issue, what it is about, and then you basically share what your fix is and whether or not it's working fine. So please start sharing your screen and walk us through. So Ashok, are you all set? Looks like we cannot hear you, Ashok, in case you're speaking. Can anyone confirm if they're able to hear Ashok?
I'm not able to.
Hello, am I audible
Yeah,
now?
yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, is my screen sharing right now?
Yep, it is.
Okay, so the first issue was ensuring full command visibility, like when we go to the site. So when we are going to the site, like here the command is we have to eliminate that scroll bar. So I have merged a request that will eliminate the scroll bar. The changes I have made, for the content, the display was block only. I have to made it inline block, and the content was overflow content was auto. So I have to make it visible so that it would like it will show in a single command. And for a smaller screen, I had to still implement like the scroll bar so that it will the if the content is too large, the content will not overflow. And I had also introduced the Z index here. Like the thing was when we are trying to the image absolute screen was interfering when the screen is too large. So made sure that this command should be over that screen if anyhow those two interfere with each other.
Okay,
But
so
Ashok, oh yes, Vivek, please go ahead.
yes, a couple of things. For example, if you're deliberately making it to overflow, like overflow auto, or we are letting it overflow. So in that case, why we are not like making the container, I mean, accommodate the child. So that way we don't have to necessarily make it overflow. And also, like, if we have to temper around with the G index, why are not we like showing the image first and then the code block, or other way around? Why is it such that we are trying to overlap them onto each other?
The thing was this
What would be
image.
helpful, Ashok, if you take us through the deploy preview of your PR, so
Yeah.
that will like.
That's the So, this was what I had made. Like for the bigger screen, it would look something like that. And when we go to smaller screen, it would still make us scroll because the content will overflow if we have a very smaller screen. Maybe, uh, maybe I can show you on the.
Yeah, you can click F12 on your keyboard and then try the mobile screen from there, so that you don't have to, switch your browser window. If you inspect. Yeah.
So for the smaller screens, I had made sure for every screen it would not overflow any content. Like you can see for every screen, it was working fine for me. The thing was Z-index is not now needed. If we maybe we can remove Z-index or revert back the changes of Z-index. The earlier the thing was the text was so long. Like you can I can show you in the PR also.
Yes, that's understandable. I agree with you. It could be quite long.
The thing was
Liben, by any chance, do you have any feedback to share, or you may have some more insights?
Not necessarily on this one. Yeah, just basically there was some kind of overlap. So we just the change just makes it's just let it overflow and just you can't just copy. Like I think the previous idea was like people can't see the whole command, and that wasn't like good from the UI perspective. Then just I think Ashok let be overflowed, right?
Yep.
So
Any
is there
other
any
suggestions?
other?
Yeah, definitely. We are looking for feedback from folks on the call. So Mahadevan, you were saying something, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I had some similar thoughts on which you shared as well. It's just that yes, one is I don't think we need to tamper with the Z index, and secondly, I can see that in the code you have written the media query for under 1,200 pixels. So I just wanted to know why that media query has been made, like what's happening under 1,200 pixels, because when I go through the deployed site, so on the big screen, like greater than 1,200 pixels, it's well working as intended. Then it is shuffling between scrolled view and not scrolled view depending on what my screen width is.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to know why that media query was.
okay. The thing was like when we have bigger screen, the single line code was not an problem. Like we can show the code in a single line, but for the smaller mobile screen, the full code would not make a sense. Like we are showing the full code, it will definitely overflow for the smaller screens. That's why I had added a media query for that. Like
I'm trying to
the
find.
code was so long, so for smaller screen, it would definitely overflow the screen. That's why I had either we have to like do for 2 lines like multi-line comment so that it would not overflow the smaller screen, or either
Yes,
scroll bar we
yes.
have to
If
make
you don't
screen.
mind, can I just share my screen real quick?
Okay.
I'd like to show you something. Yes. So, yeah, I hope my screen is visible right now. So this is the normal Layerfi site, and this is the component that you're trying to change. This is
Yep.
using a component called code block, and I think these two terminal lines here are also using the same component called code block. So one of these, yeah. So for example, here when I'm trying to squish the screen, or even if I go now here, I understand there's a problem here because this specific code block has large text, and we have this interactive terminal scroll based interaction here. But the thing is that when you make these changes, these code blocks will also get affected. Like right now, these are all scroll based, but here these things will get affected. So the changes which you make will have to be uh, aligned with all the other users of code block. So change which you could do is just try to find the specific implementation and make changes there, so that this specific code block is only tampered with and fixed. Because directly making changes to the main code block might not be very feasible because all of these get affected, and it not all of them have the same issue. So that's one thing. That's mostly what I wanted to share. As of now, this change, I mean, we can see the terminal line clearly as compared to this, so it's a great change. But yes, I think we can just maybe optimize the changes made and just make it slightly better. That's more or less it.
Yeah, one more solution could be that we get rid of that much thicker scroll bar, so maybe we can reduce that, just in case we want to keep it there. I guess Ashok also has another item to share today.
Yes, I had another comment.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, uh, like in just so the card block was in layer 5 site. When we switch between the dark and light mode, the text is kind of messy, and it would not change according to the dark and light mode. So I had fixed for that. I had fixed that and this pair. Now the card block. There's the
This is great. Do we really need 50 lines of code changes?
yes.
Yeah, I think those are
The
mostly indentation changes. I had looked into it. It's just indentation changes. A lot of these are indentation changes. So,
the thing
and
was
I think, yeah, go on.
the thing was when I was uh these I had made these indentation changes because when I had introduced these theme background color, it was then working fine. But then the main issue was arising, like the card components are having fixed color. Like after changing between light and dark mode, still the card component will hold the same color. That the main issue was here indentation. Like in the hero images, the main issue was, that's why I had
Okay, yeah,
also
that makes
introduced
sense.
indentation.
while you're trying to fix a particular style, like, different one goes wrong. But the question is like, it's really easy for reviewers to take a look if you have, as less possible as, white spaces. So what you can do, you can turn off prettier setup in your VS Code or whatever editor you are using, and keep the changes minimal to what's pertinent to the issue at hand. So will you
Yep.
see that that's like taken care of? Or if
Makes
you need
sense.
on help on that, I think that's also possible for us to. If you need
Okay.
help figuring out the white spaces or formatting changes.
Yep, I will need some help in that area.
Yeah, so it would be like good if you share the changes that you have done, that changes that are needed for the change that you're doing, like changes that are needed for the PR, and comment that in here, and that then like anyone who has write access can just make the changes wherever required and nowhere else. So do you mind taking us to the deploy preview, Ashok?
First to deploy preview. Like now when we switch between light and dark mode, it works perfectly fine.
Yeah, correct. Thanks
Earlier,
a lot.
earlier the thing was when I had fixed that text issue, like
Mhm.
then after these blocks, you are seeing that all blocks that colors persistent, like they does not
Mhm.
change according to the
Yep,
light and dark mode. That's why I had made that intentional changes.
perfect.
That's
Makes
fix
sense.
that.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ashok. Anyone has any thoughts or suggestions? We will wait for 5 seconds
Yeah,
and then
this
move
looks
on.
good. This looks good.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, quite some update from you,
And
Ashok. So thanks a lot.
thanks
Yeah, please go ahead.
Mahadevan for sharing that thing about code. Can you share me that code where you had viewed another code blocks items? I can get access to that. Can I?
It's in the same page. It's on the same page.
Okay.
As the page you're working on, it's the same page. If you scroll down, you'll see that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. I'll start sharing my screen, or maybe Mahadevan can come onto your PR and you can chat there if there's anything more you need clarified. All right, then next up we have a couple of updates from Rhythm. These might not be from the site that we are currently discussing, so let's move these to the next site. For now, yeah, there's a PR from Manoj on extra stitching in the handbook, and so Manoj, would you like to go next and share your updates? Let's see if we have. Yeah, we do have Manoj on the call. All right. Yes, Manoj, we have one item listed from you. So if you like to please share on the screen and walk us through the update.
Yes, just 1 minute. I'll come back. Yes, I'll just share my screen now. All right. I hope everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Yes, yes, Vivek. So I'll just walk through the PR which I raised. The issue was with the space. I'll just go back where the issue was 46312. Hope you all can see my screen where I'm able to present the
Yep.
GitHub, yeah, issue page. Yes. So this was the issue was regarding this PR was about fixing the extra spaces that we are seeing in the community handbook on all of the pages, where we could just initially scroll over a different screen widths where we could see notable extra space. So I initially tried to look through the CSS and general elements in the page. Then I got to notice that there is a little bit change in a few of the pages, like where there was few of the headings and the first paragraph was written outside the content class and all. So I'll just go through the changes were here. All right, so most of them was trying to adjust the margin top and the padding top value, and this was specific with one of the pages which had I think regarding the code of conduct, which did not have any of the headings. So I had to adjust the first paragraph, the first P element, to adjust that margin top to show that particular to cover that gap. I just trying to see where I can get that review. Yeah, it should be this one. Yes. All right. And if I go to our layer 5 video, yes. So right now, if you can see, I mean, this is our live website, and this is the PR, which has the changes on it. And if I go to about section of this page, you could see a little bit of difference or a space that we can adjust. And based on the different screen width between 750 to 768, above 768 and below 750, there's a difference in the margin changes of these elements. So I try to just adjust those in this PR. If I go from 750 to 768 and below 750, so this is how the new changes with the margin top adjustment reflect. And this about guidelines and roles had all of their heading and the first paragraph inside, I guess, yeah, inside this content class. So if I go to the contribution, you'll see a little bit more difference because of these being outside the content class, and these have a different CSS class which is trying to address. So I just pushed them back in the new changes and applied the same CSS styling to reflect the same changes to have that gap covered. So if I just go over here, it's below 750 and above 750 and above 768, and most of all of the pages are covered except for, I guess, this mentorship programs, because the styling is a little bit different of how we are trying to. I think these are all having one class each with a margin top, so I just left this page as is.
Hey, so we'll
Yeah,
have to like say like
yes, yes, please go
it
on.
looks, yeah. The other pages that we were talking about, other than the mentorship program ones, they look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I forgot to mention one of the change which I made, because this is a very long I think tag, H1 tag.
Mhm. Yep.
And as we go below 790, I guess, actually this members was being rendered over here. I'll just show you if it's in the recognition. Yes, and if I just go below 7, the members is coming up to here. So this, yeah, the H1 tag is a little bit big, so I just put a board wrapping so to 3 dots if it's too long, to adjust the space, because the members is the members from this tag is coming up to here. It's becoming
makes
over.
perfect sense.
Yeah, so that's the just this is the one change which I
Can I suggest something for this one?
sure.
Yeah, but there's some background noise from your side. But yeah, feel free to unmute and try again, or if not, you can also do that.
Is this okay or is this very bad?
I think we can make two. So yeah, please go ahead.
It says I'm being muted by the host. Is this any better, by the way?
No, I don't think I at any point muted you. So yeah, you can try offering the feedback, Nitish.
All right.
Yeah,
Regarding
that was the one.
the before was, it would be much better if you first of all add the padding to the left and right. Currently, the R and the end of the sentence is touching the border, which should never happen. So instead of it turning into dot dot dot, maybe the next word that's being cut off could come in the next line.
Regarding the padding, I guess it's not the scope of this PR, but I'm because it was just to cover the spaces in the this content section of this PR. So I just noticed this in one page where this overflow was coming, and if you look at just it as the screen width goes, the padding comes up, but it based on the screen width for the padding
Yeah, so
adjustment.
I think how we can
Yeah,
also incorporate Nitish's feedback is that having some padding, left-right padding,
sure.
and then also having your ellipsis, so that the left one doesn't just touches the screen, and also like if there's no much space, we can just put the three dots. So I think we
Yes.
can do that.
Sure. Vivek. Yeah, I'll try to add this
Yeah,
into the
that's
PR.
great. Other than that, one more thing. For example, if
Yes.
you go to 376 pixels,
Sorry.
376 a bit, 376. Can you reduce your
376. A bit
yes,
more or less. Yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So
Yes.
yeah, around 376 would be your normal mobile screen view. So as you can see, there's this small there's some
Yes.
extra gap between table of contents and the heading. The other
Yes.
changes I went through the other pages and they look great. But if you could fix this gap, then that would
Sure.
be very nice.
Yes. Because I just happened to see that there were only three media queries of 750 to 768, about 768 and below 750. So I just focused on those, and I just of course that's a very good note. Yeah, I'll just try to work on this one. I see there's
Yeah.
definitely a significant gap that's coming in between. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Couple of things if you go to the file changes, and while you're doing
Yes.
that, so I'll quickly mention for any future or current contributor on the site, like we can leverage things instead of media queries, we can maybe try container queries and like dynamic, CSS calculations like calc or clamp and other sort of latest CSS features, so that we don't have to rely on, things like media queries, because then we have to write so many media queries, and they are like, known for not being very good. So just suggestion for those who are working on the site. Right now, if you see the margin top, I mean, some weird thing is going on, like we are doing margin top in minus and then also like 54 rem. I mean, that's
Yes.
too significant, right? Like also we are doing minus VH in there for margin top. So you were perfectly when you said that there are conflicting classes attached to these elements, that's perfectly correct, and this is what needs to be addressed and is a part of that particular handbook issue. So we also need to get rid of those conflicting classes and then have some consistent style across all the sections. So it doesn't have to be like we have particular styling for a particular section and then another. Now it can be different, but it just has to be page specific. So
Yes,
just
Vivek.
some suggestions.
I understood. Yeah, but I think even Leben has mentioned in the same for the PR. So I thought like there are multiple PRs open on this issue where there
Mhm.
was requesting for major changes on the handbook CSS. So I just thought maybe I stick to this part where it's just fix the spaces, because if I start doing everything, I mean, like if I completely involve in changing all the elements, then there might be a conflict in others what
Yeah,
others are
definitely.
trying to do. So
Yeah.
I
So
just
it,
keep
it
this
could
one.
be it could be something that you can open issues on, or like you might take up next, or you might share this with someone else who would like to
Sure.
work on it. So,
Yes,
or
definitely.
in fact,
Yes,
time to
Vivek. So,
time we refer folks to this particular part of this call because it's being live streamed. That's like always good for us, for folks to like
yes,
take a look at the context and then see what needs to be fixed. So that's
yes,
also we can refer to anyone. Yeah, please go ahead.
yes, Vivek. Yeah, I really appreciate that, and I understood. Yes. So regarding the file changes, just a few of the CSS changes over here, and I noticed a few places where uh, there was just some space being added to just kind of here where it shouldn't. I just left it as is, but for a few of those I just removed, but I'm not really sure if that is going to have a significant.
Yeah, if you don't need them, we can get rid of it. And
Yeah.
and if you're not sure, you always can open a show.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this looks good.
Yes.
This like in overall, this effort is really good. Manoj, I really appreciate, and also Liben and Mahadevan and others for offering your feedback. Any other thoughts as we are trying to move on to the next item from anyone?
Vivek, and just a small doubt from my side,
Mhm.
because I just forgot to sign off one of the commit, and of course it
If you click,
mentioned
yeah.
like yes, and I could see one of because there were three conditions trying to see. There was one empty commit in this branch. I guess I'm not really sure. There was no code difference on that particular commit, so I was just waiting for today's call to see if I can go ahead and do those.
Yeah, definitely. If you move
Yeah.
back to the instructions that the bot gave, so
Yes.
there are 9 bot and it should say, yeah, 9. So head
Yes.
and 9, it makes sure
Yes.
that it's the empty commit is included in here. So just simply
Yes.
go ahead and run this on your local, fork of
Yeah.
the repo.
Look. Yes. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Just wanted to know about this one before
Yeah.
I do it.
And
Thank
if
you.
anything
Thank
goes wrong, always feel free to reopen a new PR. That's like no
you. Yes.
problem.
Sure. Sure. I'll mention if anything goes wrong, I'll just open a new PR and surely
Perfect.
put the pay date.
All right. So thanks a lot for your updates, Manoj. We'll go right to the next site, and it would be Mesh.io. There are a couple of updates from many folks on the call, and so let's quickly cover all of them. The very first is on update Gemini Code Assist Bot prompt for better review. I'm not sure who this is from. Liben?
Yeah, I was mentioned on Slack channel. So let me quickly check what the guy, if he's with us.
Or I think
so,
we can.
Hello.
I think we can like continue this in Slack chat. This
Okay,
one.
okay,
I don't
sure.
think all of us have to be. Yeah. All right. So then, do we have Anmol on call?
Yes.
Anmol, would you like to talk about this update of yours on homepage?
So the homepage is not responsive on the small screen. So I increase the image width. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, sure. Or if you would like me to share and do voiceover, that's also fine. I'll quickly offer context to everyone. So, folks, the issue that we're talking about is this one, which basically is if you go to homepage, and yeah, we have moved on to the next and like different site. It's a Jekyll-based site. So in the hero section, there's this screenshot, and if you click on it, there's a bigger picture comes up. But this is quite small in contrast to the title that it has and the next text. It can be bigger for sure because we have got so many space. And if you move on to the mobile version, there too, like if you are able to see, it's too small, and so I mean, it needs to be fixed and is something that Anmol was working. I'll quickly move on to his PR and try to see the changes and also open up the deploy preview. Let's quickly open up the deploy preview and see if there's any changes that are evident. Let me also get rid of this. All right, the both is screen. Okay, now let's do this. So I think these are two like exact same, image height in both the I mean desktop mode, correct, Anmol?
Yes, I basically changed the width for the mobile screen.
All right, let's quickly take a look. So this is for mobile view, and let's also see for the same screen width in deploy preview. So this is live site, and this is the mobile view. Yeah, it really looks bigger. And if we try to now play around with the height, like the width of the screen, from here, like from desktop, it looks really good. But then again, we'll have to go to mobile, like the actual mobile device, and from there see. And like if it can be more responsive or, if there's room for us to improve it more. But any feedback from anyone? There are a couple of media queries that we ideally would want to avoid and use display like the Flixbox as much as we can, because that's what we use on this site. But again, I'll take a look at this PR after the call. In the meantime, I'll share the link in chat if anyone would like to take a look. Let's discuss a couple of other updates, and it's from Nitish, and let's see if he's in a position to share his screen.
I am, but as we discussed, my mic is giving me a lot of disturbance. Is it okay if I go forward with this?
Yeah, I can share.
I can share.
I'm also
No, I can share the screen. I meant my mic. I hope it's not too much of a noise.
I think like there's too much background noise from you, and then also like feedback. Let's like follow up in Slack. Let's follow up in Slack. I have temporarily muted you because there's too much background noise coming from you. We will not be able to have a successful discussion. Next up, we have Rhythm's update. And I think that's also exactly as the same section as Nitish. So we are working on having a community handbook. And so if right now, like it's the landing page is, ready. Yeah, so this is the landing page, thanks to Mahadevan, but any number of these sections, they need to be, they need to have more content and specific content. Now, the inspiration and where we are getting those from, or anyone working on these sections need any help, we are there to, assist, but a couple of folks have a couple of updates in there, and these two on Newcomers Guide and Newcomers PR, I think, Jitam, would you like to offer an update?
Yeah, hello everyone. So basically, the second one is Newcomers PR that is from the previous meet that I joined, and I told you that I can't commit. I was training back then.
Oh yeah, this like
yeah.
All right, so this is from the meetings. Okay, yeah, that will like this is good. This looks good. The next,
yes,
okay, Newcomers Guide. All right, quite some changes and quite some feedback from Varad and Mahadevan. So Mahadevan, do you have like we might have more context on this one? Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, just 1 second. I'm pulling the PR on my local machine. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. So the thing was that the guide is fine, but there are a lot of references which we were trying to remove in the Machinery.io site. For example, in a lot of places there is layer 5 mentioned. So I think Rhythm has made the changes and updated all the links, but I'll have to go through that again.
Yes, I did remove that.
Otherwise, it should be fine.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know if I'm missing some CSS or if I'm not using some variables.
Like for example, there's this one file, machinery.json.
Also, that doesn't have to be included. Yeah, correct, Mahadevan. So, Rhythm, there are a couple of things. First of all, this doesn't have to be changed. This machinery.json, and I see some styling like which we already have. For example, this table styling that you have defined in tutorials.table, and also I'm sure that many of these are already in there. You would like to reuse as much style as possible, because if you don't, then it will be a nightmare for us to maintain. And since there's so much conflicting classes or duplicated classes as more contributors come in, so it's really hard to track all of them. So please, I think there's already these tables. In fact, if you go to the talks and
Yes.
presentation, page, you will be able to see. If you just look for
Yeah.
these elements in the code base, you will be able to see. Also, there's no need to have like, these comments onto the stylings. It's good that
Sure.
you're using brand color, so that like use these variables as much as you can. Also avoid including any pixels, and that's like you're doing good. You're including rem. That's like totally awesome. Yes, and like there's again this CSS. Also, so basically for we'll have to look like if we need these much customized, section on the site for handbook. And so we'll follow up on that if others are not, but like PNG, we can compress this PNG by either converting them to WebP, or like there's a tool called TinyPNG that you can compress these with.
Sure. Actually, I just copied from the Layers website. I just
No,
downloaded from there.
okay, yeah. The PNG, correct?
Yes, from the GitHub only, not from
Yeah,
the website.
like that's totally fine. What I was mentioning, if it's possible for us to like get a reduced size of these PNG while maintaining the quality, we should be going for that. And so the tool I was talking about,
we can just
it.
convert into WebP. That would be great, I think.
Yeah, so definitely that was my I guess first session. We can either
Yeah.
convert to WebP or
I'll just convert.
yeah, a lot of things to cover in here, and so I'm sure that Mahadevan and Radha are onto the speed. If not, and I'll also be like coming on to and take a look. But for others who may have some thoughts or just would like to offer some feedback, now is the time. Like since it's a big PR, we will need all your offers and feedback. So go ahead and share that. So I think that was all from Rhythm, and we are also like 2 minutes over.
Yeah, I want to know something. Actually, I want to work on the back end. So is there any way I can do that?
First of all, I recommend that you join Newcomers meeting on Thursdays, because it also talks more
Yes.
about the areas. But if you ask me, there's like a repo where you simply can filter based on label. So go for a server. There it is, and that should give you all the open issues on server that you can take a look at. There are quite a few open and are help wanted, so I'll quickly share the link too. All right, folks, looks like we're 3 minutes over, and so there are a couple of updates that we were not able to cover, and so we'll cover them on priority in the next meeting. But yeah, that was all. There's a session from Naman on having a content table. Naman,
Hey,
I recommend that
Vishal.
you, yeah.
No, sorry, please go ahead. I was asking, I fixed the mic issue if I could present mine right now.
Yeah, it's much better. But it is like the thing is we are 4 minutes over the call, and we have to wrap up the call as there's some conflicting meeting for a couple of folks on the call, so we'll have to like
Oh, that
wrap this
makes
up.
sense. Not a problem.
Yeah, let's like follow up in the Slack channel and website channel. We can definitely meet personally to get after the call, so we don't hold everyone on the call.
For sure.
All right, folks, that was it. Before we say bye, let me quickly share the meeting calendar. And it's at this URL. I'll also be dropping this in chat. Just like this meeting, that site's meeting on Monday, we have dev meeting on Wednesday, and a newcomers meeting like I told on Thursday. So, and also like this week, we will be having a build and release meeting that will be again on Thursday. It's like basically about CI/CD. So if you would like to be part of them, simply subscribe to the calendar, and that's your way to be getting all the updates. But for today, thanks a lot for joining. I'll see you next next Monday. Till then, bye everyone.